quarterfinals, right? I got all that. Oh, Indiana. Split bracket. Fuck. How much? How much could I win? $5,000 in prizes. It's all that money that they're investing into the SEC. That's what that is. What's up, fellas? I wanted to stream yesterday, but I got distracted with some. um, hey, I have the room to myself for right now. I'm gonna clean shit up tomorrow and just ensure that I leave this place good. Yeah. Um. So, right now, um, I have two more finals left. Well, technically, I have one. The other one's just a paper, which I'm really debating on not doing. But I should do it because I need to be a good student. I need to be a good boy. Like, you know, I need to be a decent college student. Final research. I have all my sources bookmarked, so it's not like it's going to be nearly impossible as I think it's going to be, but that's just the way that it is. We are insanely close to just finally calling it. Okay, good. I see ad break starts. Does not show up on the iPad for some reason. I don't know why, but that is okay. I thought I'd just listen to some fucking creepypasta iceberg and just relive some of the. I like playing football. I fucking hate you and hope you die. That's not even bad. What are we on about? What the fuck? Hmm. Oh, I see. All right, there's a little bit of a dispute. We got beef. We got beef, motherfucker. I haven't taken a look up. Let's turn that down, actually. Let me guess, he didn't fucking. I asked him, dude. How is this? No, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm just watching as my fucking empire is starting to crumble before my eyes. I feel like fucking Caesar. His question. Yeah. You know what? Fuck. I could just do it right now, and if it doesn't pick up traction, it is simply because I asked for something to be done and it didn't work out. That would be my fucking luck. My luck, right? Swear to God, I can't. Did you know 33% of your viewers also watch Chima Mary? Really? Do tell. I wonder why. I wonder why. Trying to think here. I do want to change up one thing. I do want to add a lurk with channel points. Terra points. Terra points. What? What do you mean by this? Views from channel. What does this mean? Oh. I'm assuming it was... Okay. Get a lot of impressions with the music producer one. I got views for that one, but... Cockwater. I love that clip so much. About football. Hey, you gotta be careful, David. You know what happened last time with football? What happened last time with football? Hey, you gotta be careful, David. You know what happened last time with football? I'm just saying. Oh, watch the game away. I've heard people go up to the mic. I've never heard someone go up to the mic and say, I love cockwater. No. Shut up.
What do you mean? What?
Evidence against growing is dumb.
What am I doing wrong here? I made this level. I could memorize it. Fuck. It's okay. It's okay. It's all
Take
good.
care, guys.
Yeah, take
Have
care.
a good one, Kingo, even though you stink.
I don't stink. Bye.
Goodbye.
Your mom.
Kiko, what did you do? That's my.
Yeah, what did you do, Kingo?
I didn't
God.
stink.
Oh.
I just called him a little bitch boy, which is true. I didn't say anything untrue.
I sense an untruth. Oh, the kitchen site.
Hey, Bader, nice cock.
God damn, that was how loud that was. I forgot about that. He got beat with my son. I beat him with my son. That was the name of the holy mackerel. I think it was from somebody else. He named his holy mackerel, I beat you with my son. Back when I fucking had to go on a quest for affiliate, dude. Jesus. Oh my god, the fuck Tracy clip is insane.
End of semester. Hello, arts and communication students. As we wrap up the 2025 fall 2025 semester.
Yeah. I know about the fucking. So who's in my? I got the Chancellor to be a part of that shit. No idea. Oh, I should. I should have been banned a long time ago. Because this guy. Ooh, who is it? Ban user. I want to make sure this is the right guy. Yes. Okay, better not be Gio. If it's Gio, I'm gonna be upset. Because that guy started sexually texting 16-year-olds. I don't associate with that. I don't want to associate with that. The fucked up part was I told him, like, dude, you're really starting to piss me off because he was doing that shit to me all the time. But no, he did it to some random underage people, and then I fucking saw it on Twitter. And I went, oh my god. Okay. Alright, we're gonna listen to this guy yap about creepypastas for like the next 4.5 hours. Yeah, 80s, 90s, 2000. I'd say around the time of Mario, which is in the 80s. Mario. Super Mario Bros. Release date. Yeah, okay, 1985. $40 for the past 40 years on the dot. Entertainment, storytelling, and Storytelling. Oh, there we go. Entertainment, storytelling, and artistic expression. Long before the long before the explosion, 19. Their surge of popularity had
Lou
Ooh,
would be
spooky.
away since Jeff during all of this. Their crimes would stack endlessly and effortlessly, as Jeff would become a master of his craft, taunting his victims and the police. But as the bodies stacked up, Jeff and Lou agreed to flee Jersey and go their separate ways for a year. Once their bounty began to simmer down, the brothers would meet up again and decide on what to do for the rest of their lives. Seek peace or continue running from the police. They agreed to finally seek out peace, move to a farm in the middle of Ohio with no civilization around them, and they fled. Jeffrey Hodak, 2012. The Bloody Mary phenomena would give Jeff a family, a backstory, and most importantly, a name. But Jeffrey Hodak's story would change in 2012, as he was no longer a chemically burned, financially supported man. His story would now be told with him and Lou being young preteens, Lou being the younger, softer child, and Jeff being the protective older brother. In this 2012 adaptation, Jeff is discussed in past tense, as he was currently still running rampant, filling neighborhoods with fear of them being his next victim. It starts off with a newspaper interview, talking to a surviving victim of Jeff, before rewinding time and then giving us the full story of how Jeff became this way. This time, it's not technically due to an accident. Jeff stands up to bullies who are harassing Lou, throwing punches and stabbing them with the bullies' own knives, safely protecting Lou as they then raced off to school. The police intervened as the bullies spun a story of Lou and Jeff attacking them out of nowhere. And when interrogated, Jeff
God, I forget how cheesy these fucking stories are. Oh my god.
had said that Jeff was innocent, that Lou was the one who attacked the bullies. Lou would be sent to juvenile prison, and Jeff would be all by himself, seeking revenge. The bullies later ambushed Jeff at a birthday party, attacking him and dousing him with alcohol after one smashes a bottle of vodka over Jeff's head. Jeff snaps and kills the leader of the group. He runs into the house as the other two kids have guns with them, and they chase after him. Jeff swiftly kills another, but the last one puts up a fight, shoving Jeff into a medical cabinet. A container of bleach falls out of the cabinet and spills on both
That's
the boys
allowed for new
as they
ways.
scream in agony. Jeff recollects himself
New
first
technology.
and swings a towel wrap at the last boy,
Technologies
knocking him to the ground.
and
As blood begins to pool from the kid,
new technologies and new ways to interact with the
Jeff
world
asks
of
why he's
video
laughing.
games.
The bully points out that Jeff is covered in bleach and alcohol. And then
Oh, Jesus Christ.
flicks a lighter and ignites Jeff.
Yeah, I'm so
The
sorry.
rest of the story kind of falls hand in hand with the original story. Jeff recovers in a hospital, but they can't do anything to save his appearance. His disheveled look drives him insane, and Jeff the Killer is born.
Jeff the
However,
Killer is
in
born.
the end,
Your ass is why?
Would it
I'm doing. I'm doing a final paper. Final season's almost over. Oh wait, this motherfucker is offline. I asked him to get this shit done yesterday and schedule it. And he didn't do it. Like, oh my god. I asked if he could do it. God, fuck. Sharon Moore. They fired him. What happened? Inappropriate relationship? It's a little scary. Now banned. Facebook, Instagram, Kick, Reddit, Snapchat, Threads, TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. But why is Discord specifically exempt? Why is Roblox exempt? Steam. Well, Steam. Okay, Steam makes sense. Steam makes sense.
attempt to kill Lou rather than teaming up with him? But Lou would go on to survive the encounter, getting his own spin-off story called Homicidal Lou. The 2012 story would end up receiving so much mockery and hate that in 2015, a community competition would be held onto who could remaster Jeff the Killer's story. Jeff the Killer held a place in people's hearts. Yes, it was extremely cringe, and written rather immaturely and poorly. But this was also something we all grew up with. So, in order to protest the creepypasta website from taking down the story, a new version would be written instead. Jeffrey Woods, 2015.
Oh, this was
Rewrite.
Pastra's, right?
Characters remain all the same, and the plot is told very similarly as before. Only
This isn't the Pastra
more
one.
in-depth and less
Pastra one was great.
in both stories, Jeff battles with a deep urge that resides within him, with the 2012
it's just
version
cringe.
describing it as a hunger. But in 2015, this urge is written as if it will bring Jeff peace and happiness if he just lets go of his morals. The story follows the same path, dealing with the bullies and defending themselves. But instead of being ambushed at a birthday party, where Jeff murders all of the bullies, he is told that he has to go rekindle a mutual connection with the main bully, Randy, as we discover that Jeff's dad's boss is Randy's father. Having just landed this job, Jeff's mother forces him to spend time with Randy in order to protect the dad's job. Both Jeff and Randy seem to make it up at first. With
There's
Randy
Surge
telling a
Papa
tale of
and-
how the other bullies
well, the
only
video
hang out
games.
with him because he has a lot of money. Jeff and Randy's mom befriend each other and leave the house to go run errands, leaving Jeff and Randy by themselves. Randy leads Jeff to the garage to show him a flare gun that his dad keeps hidden away, only for this to
Participant.
end up becoming the ambush as the other two
Up
bullies
there.
secretly arrive. With Randy pointing the flare gun at Jeff, similar to the 2012 story, Jeff lets his
In an
urges
online
take over
environment.
and successfully beats up the bullies, mentally stating that he knows Randy doesn't have the courage to actually fire off the flare gun. But this time, Jeff only beats up the bullies instead of killing them, when suddenly, Randy hears his mother pull into the driveway and begins to panic about the flare gun. Going from ringleader to a sobbing, begging mess, Jeff secretly enjoys hearing Randy whine and begins to help him hide the gun. But, in the rush of events, Randy's sweaty hands drop the gun as he goes to remove the flare. The gun falls to the
It's
ground.
Major Triad. That is a
goes off
augmented.
directly in Jeff's face, and the rest becomes history. This time,
EFG
Jeff does kill
flat.
his
That should
whole
be.
family,
That's a
but spares Lee
diminished.
in the end, simply telling him that he's
Not
wrong.
my. That was a Major Triad. My bad.
And with that, Jeff disappears into the night.
Actually.
The author decided to rewrite Jeffrey Hodak into Jeffrey Woods, rather as a way to ditch the original writing, or as a way to make Jeff the killer theirs. Nonetheless,
Sure.
this change of names has even resulted in fan fictions of alternate universes and multiverses.
AC. That's a
Lastly, in
Major.
2018,
Nope.
a 14-year-old teenager
What?
would murder his mother via stabbing before shooting her. When arrested and put on trial, he would claim that Jeff the killer was inside of him, acting as a split personality. He would be sentenced to life.
Donovan. Oh my God! So it was literally a fucking Slenderman killing before. Was this before or after? Oh my God! This was after. Jesus Christ. What's up, JP? How you doing, bud? I am doing a mixture of studying for my music theory exam. That's nice. So whole. That's a whole. So half. That's a major. Major. Okay, that's a major. I was just take a shot on deck. That's a diminished. That's middle C, E, and G. That's a major. You see, that's also a major. Diminished. Fuck is that? That's a. Okay. That's diminished. Augmented. Major. No. What was this? D. DF. That's an augmented. CEG. Cag Sharvis. It is augmented. I should have just trusted my gut. Should have trusted it. That's that's diminished. Diminished or minor? I don't know. That's augmented. That's a diminished triad. Alright, that's right. Because it crosses lines. Okay, well, fuck me. That's also another diminished. Major. Nope. That's an augmented. That's a major. Diminished. That's stupid. When there's no sharps or flats, it just throws me off every time. I don't get it. He's a squibby. He's a squibby. One day I'll make something for Asa. Asa came in with an idea not too long ago, and I love the idea. It's a meme song, but it's not bad. It's just really, really funny.
Acting as a split personality, he would be sentenced to life in prison. Slenderman.
Slendor Man. Oh boy.
Originating from the Something Awful forums. A thread
That's
was
my
used
boy.
by users to generate paranormal pictures.
They ruined my boy.
And the backstory. With this thread, the first image of Slenderman was created. An interest in the lore had begun. Similar to the Mothman, Slenderman would only appear in public areas as a bad omen. Moments of large tragedy would occur. Eventually, he would become a kidnapper, hypnotizing children and luring them out into the woods before murdering them and naailing their bodies on trees. Many different details would begin to take off from here, with him sometimes removing their organs and placing them inside plastic bags.
Plastic
hanging off
bags
branches.
of all fucking
Other
things.
times,
Come on.
He would mind control them and rot their brain permanently so that they would only serve him. These would be referred to as proxies. As for the Slenderman himself, he is a faceless, featureless cryptid that stands at around 6 to 10 feet tall. Tentacles protrude from his body, some debating that they're ligaments by themselves, while others debate that he can grow them out of his body at free will. Unfortunately, Slenderman's lore becomes very complex and very, very contradicting. Many stories claim him to not be a violent entity and to only go after people who have encountered him when they were children.
Hey, B
Other
sharp.
stories claim him to be a violent forest beast, lurking and taunting simply to cause mass panic and fear. The longer Slenderman stalks a victim, the greater strain on their mental health, which may be one of his goals. Prolonged stalking causes what has been named slender sickness, which is both a mental and physical disease, and can cause paranoia, nightmares, coughing and difficulty swallowing, convulsions, exhaustion, vomiting, hallucinations, and more. The physical symptoms naturally affect an individual's mental health, but it is believed that Slenderman
Race.
exerts a direct effect on the mind as well. However, this phenomenon and Slenderman's control over it have yet to be fully explained. When around technology, if closely,
Oh, look at my other drink.
will begin
Hold
to
on.
distort modern technology. The only attempt at a reason for this is that it is believed that Slenderman and his proxies radiate a strong radiation called Sigma radiation.
Sigma radiation.
Have come out based around Slenderman, containing this distorted glitch effect, and eventually, an internet series would begin, rocketing off into massive fame, thus causing Slenderman to get 2 movies made about him. Both were held to high regards, but heavily disliked upon release.
Both are terrible. It's so goddamn bad.
Heavily, due to being more of a cash grab than an actual nod towards its origins.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck this movie. I do believe the movie was only made simply because of the real-life murder attempt that took place on May 31st, 2014. In Wisconsin, United States, 2 young girls lured their friend into a forest and stabbed her 19 times in an attempt to appease the Slenderman. The victim thankfully survived, and the 2 attackers were found not guilty on claims of insanity. The 2 girls were sentenced to a mental institution for 25 years to life. Just a few days after the attack, the creepypasta community came together to host a 24-hour-long live stream as a way to raise donations for the victim. Eilish came together just a few days after the attack. The creepypasta community came together to host a 24-hour-long live stream as a way to raise donations for the victim.
Yep.
Eilish Jack. I was staring face to face with a creature with a black hoodie and a dark blue mask. Staring down at me. The thing that scared me
That's
the
front
most
board.
was that it had no eyes, just empty black sockets. The creature also had some black substance dripping from its sockets. Jack Nyris, better known as Eilish Jack, is an
Diminished
enigmatic stalker
7th.
and killer who breaks into the protagonist's home to torment and steal from them.
Inversions.
2010, the photograph of Eyeless Jack was posted on 4chan, but it wouldn't be until 2 years later that the stories would finally be paired with the image. There would be the canon backstory, the non-canon backstory, and the original story behind the image. Canon. At the age of 19, Jack Naris was once a normal human of American origin before he was used by a cult as a human
A major
sacrifice,
triad.
which
We.
involved the removal of his eyes
Where
and
is
a
this?
liquid mixture of hot tar and blood
G
being
A.
poured into his sockets. The sacrifice
Yeah.
failed, however, resulting in the ritual
G-A-B.
accidentally turning Jack into the eldritch kidney-eating monster that he is now. Non-canon. Jack Nichols was just like any other average college
Oh
student.
wait, no. This
His
is.
only real friend
This
was
is first
his
inversion.
roommate, Greg.
Yeah. So
Eventually,
this is in first
he found a
inversion, so
sort
it's
of
down here.
Friendship with another peer, Jenny, and a small group of her friends. Jack later on discovers that the group turns out to be a cult, worshipping a demon named
So the roots.
Chernobyl, with
This.
Jack involuntarily made into a sacrifice.
So the
on
the
son
root
of
note
Chernobyl.
is B.
Jenny and her friends proceed to use Jack
B,
by
E,
pouring a hot
G.
tar-like substance into his eyes.
Right.
After he's reborn as a
BG,
Camden,
is that BGF
half
corn?
demon, he butchers Jenny and the others with a scalpel, ripping off their masks, slashing their throats, and disemboweling them. He took their kidneys afterward, presumably as a sort of prize. Or
BFG.
in some way, it's related to the cult. The Eyeless Jack story. A man by the name of Mitch moves in with his brother Edwin after his house is
I'll
foreclosed.
shove this one.
A week
Nope.
later, Mitch wakes up with a
Nope,
large gash on his
natural.
chin, and after going to the
A
hospital,
diminished seventh.
the doctor reveals that Mitch's left kidney had been surgically removed overnight. Around midnight that night, Mitch wakes
So
to
it's
see Eyeless Jack over his bed,
F
and with a
flat.
massive left liquid dripping from empty eye sockets behind the mask. Mitch manages to grab his camera and take a
G
picture
F.
before
No,
Jack
G
attacks
A flat. It's an A
his
flat.
chest. Mitch
A,
escapes and
C,
flees into the woods, where he trips and is knocked unconscious. When Mitch awakens in the hospital, it is revealed
This is
that Edwin had been killed the previous night. His parents
So
returned
it'd
to the
be
house to collect his belongings. And when he
diminished
enters,
seventh plus
Mitch sees Edwin's corpse and a small object lying next to
a,
it. He observes it to find that it's a kidney with a bite taken out of it, covered
fuck.
in a black substance. The non-canon Eyeless Jack origin. His supposed origin narrates that he was a man
That's
of
not-
approximately 21 years old,
What?
without a father. Jack was a photographer.
What are you on about? What?
In the war, Jack had a friend, Lewis. In combat, Jack was blinded by poisonous gas, and eventually, his eyes were gouged out.
B minor
His friend was
triad.
shot and died the next day, and that was just the beginning of the tragedy. As when he returned home,
B minor triad. We have.
he received the news that his brother
We're starting
had died in
this
the factory
F.
where he worked, and a week
That's
later,
D.
his mother died. Jack was alone.
G B. So it's a B minor. Yep. So this
Jack
is B.
proceeds to take his life, but to his surprise, he doesn't die, but instead becomes a wandering specter in this world. Jack
There's only two
wanders the
flats
world,
that I need.
attempting to calm his sadness through
Right.
any means necessary. While the tales are argued on which story is the true Eyeless Jack,
Fuck.
they seem to share the same
There we
concept.
go.
A college student sacrificed against his will by a mysterious cult. The sacrifice either goes horribly wrong, or it goes horribly right, as Jack's body is taken over, and he begins to go on a mass murdering spree. Laughing Jack. Laughing Jack was created to be a supportive friend for whoever he was attached to. Created by a guardian angel, Laughing Jack was initially a colorful Jack-in-the-Box clown whose personality reflected the personality of his owner. He would eventually be given as a Christmas present to a lonely boy named Isaac Grossman in the 1800s. But Isaac was a lonely, bitter, detached child who suffered with emotional issues. Because of this, Isaac would then be sent off to a primary boarding school.
What's my thesis? My thesis. I want to talk about
But as the guardian angel's rules,
how to load
Jack was
for.
attached to Isaac, therefore meaning he couldn't just move on to another child or adult.
You
He
came in.
could only wait and wait and wait
are
Isaac's
a
return.
vessel
His colorful demeanor
for
turned to a graceful
communication
flight of a creature,
a
reflecting
vessel for
Isaac's
communication
behavior towards
technology,
with
and
a secret
even
wing
to
entrance building. Once Isaac returned home, he would grow up to
or
become
a vessel
cold-hearted
for
serial killer who kidnapped, tortured,
can
and
be
murdered
a
several innocent neighborhood
way
residents. Although
to
horrified at
enter
first,
to
there was nothing Jack could do but witness Isaac's actions. Soon, Laughing Jack's personality emulated Isaac's evil personality.
some thrive on
Laughing Jack was accidentally
on this
released from
ability.
Isaac's bond, now appearing to be a taller,
Um,
darker version of himself. Resentful of his traitorous owner, he tortures and kills Isaac. Laughing Jack, permanently scarred from Isaac's behavior from all these years, would go on to become a vengeful spirit, attaching himself to any child he could find, before tormenting the family, torturing the child, and stuffing their body with candy.
communicate
Despite sharing the
to
same name,
communicate
there is no correlation between Eyelash Jack and Laughing Jack.
others and
Tiki Toby, also known as Tobias Rogers. He was nicknamed Tiki because of the symptoms that he faced with his Tourette's. The wiki states that Toby was born with several mental
Because,
disorders,
focus
congenital
on the
insensitivity to pain,
communicative.
schizophrenia, Tourette syndrome, ADHD, borderline personality
Dude, Tiki
disorder,
Toby is
antisocial personality disorder.
bro's got everything in the book.
Toby would constantly be bullied in school and from his father, until one night, Toby finally lost his grip on his sanity and brutally killed his abusive father. This character could be subcategorized as a Slenderman sequel, seeing that he was canonically found by Slenderman and now serves as one of his proxies. Tobias Rogers was born with many different mental disorders, making it very hard for him to fit in with people. His disorders caused him to be unsuited for a public school environment, along with earning him constant bullying. So, he was switched to homeschooling early on. He grew up with little to no friends, and he lived with his mother, his older sister, and his father. But when Toby was 17 years old, his sister and he were involved in a tragic car accident, resulting in the sister's death. After the death of his sister, Toby grew more and more troubled, his symptoms getting worse, barely eating or leaving his room, growing
It's
less
on the
and less
communicative.
social, losing more and more memory, and taking the stress out.
How the fuck am I gonna make this 8 pages? There's no way in hell that I can make this 8 pages. There's no
His father
fucking
lost
way.
himself to drugs and alcohol, and became
My
abusive
point's,
towards his
like-
family. One night,
You know what? I'll make the argument with my teacher because I've been able to do it before. If my paper is short, it is because I don't want to bloat the paper with information that has already been covered. That I have already covered before. That is, I have made that argument with my teachers and I have won pretty much every single time. I get points docked, whatever, but my information is still accurate. I still cite my sources. Like, I've been able to do that and basically still get A's on papers, even if they're way shorter than intended. Because there's no way an 8-page research paper with a week. I get it, it's a 400, it's 440. It's COM 440. It is what it is. But I'm just going to cut it. I'm going to cut it short, but I'm going to explain, like, you know what I mean? This isn't like a paper that we had like a month to work on. That would be different, and I'd be punching myself in the stomach if that were the case. I would much rather have a concise paper. I'd much rather have a concise paper than, you know, E diminished, flat this, augmented, flat this, and flat this one. Yeah. E minor, I think it's just flat that one, yeah. A major triad, there's A up there, that's first inversion. A major, I think just leave it. Why is there two sharps? Fuck you and your key signatures. Fuck you and your key signatures. We're not dealing with that. Yeah, I'll just tell my teacher, like, look, I know it's way far off from 8 pages, but I believe that the information is concise enough in this paper to where 8 pages would make it redundant and ruin the quality of the paper. I will make that argument. And I think I've done it with the same teacher before, and he's mostly agreed with me.
Control of his sanity,
So,
and killed his father.
turning video game titles focus on the communicative aspect of
Took the hatchets in his garage, a box
gaming,
of matches, and a gallon
and have
of gasoline,
strived.
and set the neighborhood on fire in the attempt to escape the local police. The fire surrounded him, and as he was about to give into his own death, Slender Man appeared and saved him before he blacked out. Toby woke up with no memory of his past life, and soon became a proxy for Slender Man. The original creepypasta of Tiki Toby would be taken down by the author, as they were afraid that fans were beginning to romanticize their character for being a murderer, a theme that became a little bit too common within the creepypasta community.
So what is this one? What's the abstract? Game studies is a subfield of media and/or communication studies that occupy an odd place within critical media.
Originally starts from a 4chan before being posted over on the Minecraft forums in 2010. A user claims to have listened to the number 13 music disc, and afterwards encountered another.
As distinct from other theoretical components of media studies. Yet, as game scholars in this invited issue explain, games are now a central component in the convergence of media content, media platforms, and technologies.
And on August 20th,
Right there.
a modified version of the story would appear, in which White Eyes was now a default player model with whited out eyes. A similar altered version of this story would surface, where White Eyes gained the name Herobrine and was now described as the deceased brother of Notch, the creator of Minecraft. The story details an encounter in Minecraft with a
Oh
nameless
fuck! I still need to upload.
strange behavior such as stalking the player from afar, creating unnatural constructions such as sand pyramids in the ocean, and long 2x2 tunnels, and removing leaves from the trees. The 4chan post also contained a screenshot of the encounter, showing Herobrine in the distance amidst the fog. Notch would go on endless attempts to debunk this story, even going on to create an auto-reply email that would trigger a Herobrine isn't real, I never had a brother response if your email ever mentioned the word Herobrine. It probably didn't help that in the beginning stages of Minecraft, the game's update notes, jokingly, would always say Herobrine has been removed after every single update.
I love it. I miss Herobrine, my boy. The Russian sleep experiment. It's so good.
Written on August 10th,
Actually, a
2010,
banger.
the story is based on an urban legend in which it tells of a post-World War II science experiment. What starts off as a simple concept turns into a gruesomely disturbing story. Prisoners that were deemed enemies of the state were kept in a sealed gas chamber, inhaling a stimulant which was continuously administered, keeping the subjects awake for 30 days consecutively. After 9 days, one subject began screaming uncontrollably, screaming for so long that he tore his vocal cords and was rendered mute as a result. And on the 15th day, the researchers decided to turn off the stimulating gas and reopen the chamber. Upon looking inside,
Yeah, the
they
Russian sleep
discovered
experiment was
that
such a
the 4
fucked up.
surviving subjects had performed lethal and severe mutilation and disembowelment on themselves during the past days, practicing self-cannibalism as well as cannibalism of the second subject, who was found dead on the floor. After being somewhat treated for the severe injuries, the surviving 3 subjects were prepared to return to the gas chamber with the stimulant, despite the researchers protesting. The military officials ordered it regardless, and before the chamber was sealed, one of the subjects fell asleep and died, causing the military commander to order 3 other researchers to be closed inside the chamber alongside the remaining two subjects. One researcher immediately drew his gun, killing the commander and the mute subject, causing the other person to flee the room, with only one surviving subject. The terrified researcher explained that he would not allow himself to be locked in a room with monsters.
I chose.
The subject smiled and identified itself as an inherent evil inside of the human mind, one which is burrowed away by the act of sleeping. And after a brief pause, the researcher shot the prisoner in the heart, and with his dying breath on the floor, the subject muttered his final words. So, nearly free. The story was so shocking that it not only was deemed as one of the most impactful stories to hit the internet, but it even fooled many users into believing that it was a leaked document rather than a fictional story.
Imagine
The
that.
Smiling Man. A story describing the narrator's experience of going for a long walk, and during his walk to clear his mind, he finds a strange, lanky figure dancing in the darkness. No one else was around
Fuck.
to witness this, just him and the dancing entity. But as they got closer together, he crossed the street.
Probably. Of course there is.
He was
Of
now being
course,
followed
there's
by
something
this
wrong with my
dancing
connection, because
man
it's.
who wore a massive grin on his face the entire time. The experience doesn't get too drastic, but that's what makes it stand out.
Fuck, I
to
hate
us.
this
There
goddamn
is no gore,
new
there is no
security
jump
measure for
scares,
this
no wretched,
site.
unfathomable pain, no curse in reading this. It was purely written to rest within the uncanny valley. There was something about his face that always haunted me. He didn't look drunk. He didn't look high. He looked completely and utterly fucking insane. And that's a very, very scary thing to see. This creepypasta would eventually be made into a short horror film, which is still praised very highly to this day. The Smiling Man would be mixed with another character, also titled as the Smiling Man. However, this other being would eventually get the name Injured Cold. Injured Cold, as declared by the wiki, is not the Smiling Man from the story. Dead Bart. An old internet theory states that there was an episode of The Simpsons named Dead Bart. Dead Bart is rumored to cause drastic and emotional reactions from anyone who is part of the team when the episode was being made. It is said that if you bring it up, any of the cast members will refuse to discuss the matter of the episode and will do whatever it takes to prevent you from talking to Matt Groening, the creator of The Simpsons. However, the person in this story was capable of getting mad by himself, and therefore asked him directly. It is said that Matt reacted out of fear and rage, and wrote down a URL asking to never ever talk about this again. The URL contained a deadly computer virus, but the file on it was luckily backed up. When opened, the file contained the episode, Dead Bart. And this episode starts off with Bart dying from falling out of a plane, and as it progresses, the episode displays graphic and horrific experimental visuals and audio throughout the second and third act. The tape ends in showing graveyards of every single person who had ever worked on The Simpsons.
Okay. Let's
This
see.
is supposed to be the official Dead Bart, although this tape is missing multiple segments in which the story included. Abandoned by Disney.
Abandoned by God.
A user named Slimebeast claims that he knows the truth behind why Disney had stopped working on a park named Mowgli's Palace. It's reported that Disney had blown over $30 million to make a resort, yet, after all this work and effort, it was simply left to rot. The narrator would go explore the area themselves, and with that, the user discovered the real reason that Mowgli's Palace was shut down. There was something on that island, something that Disney didn't want anyone to witness. The user begins to describe his experience with exploring the park. Rust, decay, and graffiti smothered the park, with the words "Abandoned by Disney" spray painted multiple times throughout the enclosure.
I delete my
They would make
Symphonic
their way to
account.
a costume ward to find what could only be described as a photo-negative Mickey Mouse. Instead of black and red, the mascot was white with light blue colored overalls. The mascot laid on the floor, its chest ripped open, and fur torn from the fabric. Attempting to rearrange the other mascots for a photo shoot, Slime Beast begins to pick up a Donald Duck helmet before being startled from a crashing sound. Looking down, he discovers that a skull had fallen out of the helmet and crashed onto the floor by his feet. Attempting to flee, he quickly turns around for one last photo, only to see the once eviscerated Mickey costume.
I gotta go in and tell these guys to just give me my fucking money. I just want to permanently delete my Symphonic account. Please.
My head come off. It started to
I
pull.
want to see my head come off.
Wrapping its clumsy, glove-clad fingers around its neck, with clawing, impatient movements, similar to a wounded man trying to pull himself free from a predator's jaws. I felt it was necessary to just read the ending from the story, as I was afraid that you wouldn't believe me had I just said Mickey then rips his head off. So, no, it does go 0 to 100.
I'd like for my account to be off of
The Backrooms,
Symphonic.
a 4chan origin creepypasta that spawned from X. The theories on the Backrooms are endless, but the results are all the same. A randomly generated musty complex
I'm still
with a
up
constant
despite
humming
my
sounds similar to old
subscription
fluorescent lights.
ending in
If you know clip into an area that
in
sounds
November.
similar to this description, keep in mind, each backroom
Thank
is
you.
different. And please remain still, remain calm, and lastly, do not interact with anyone inside. They are not who they seem. However, over the last few years, went from the fourth dimension reality glitch to a lively environment that is full of literally infinite scenarios. It shares a similarity to the SCP Foundation, where users can generate new ideas as they please and implement them due to the rule of infinite dimensions. Sonic.X. Similar to Jeff the Killer, the Sonic.X story was rewritten after massive backlash from the community, with the nail in the head being the discovery that the author of Sonic.X was a pedophile.
Oh, fun.
The rewriting would cause two different Sonic.X's to be created. A demonic force, only referred to as X, was born in 2011. A creature purely made of primordial energy would discover planet Earth through a dimensional window. It is here that X learned about humans and Sonic the Hedgehog, and right then and there, he was utterly fascinated by both, mostly by Sonic, who he was smitten with. X decides that he wants to rule the planet, and discovers that he is capable of manipulating reality. With this,
Weird. Why hasn't that been approved by the DSPs yet? Like, Indie Massive approved all this stuff. I'm just not understanding why.
His powers to meld with our world, using a programmer to create a computer game that could bridge the dimensions. With this game, programmer
Wait, what?
Gore. He begins to use his powers to meld with our world, using a programmer to create a computer game that could bridge the dimensions.
Oh. So my ideas aren't even fucking creative. That's what I'm understanding. God damn it.
With this game, X begins to steal the souls of any human that plays the game. The media finally spreads the story, and the case is labeled the Sonic.X murders. X takes the shape of Sonic the Hedgehog, but his eyes leak blood. He takes on multiple forms, all of which resemble Sonic, but each serving a different purpose. This also ends up sharing the SCP factor, where fans are able to create evil Sonic fan arts as they please, and implement their creations as lore. But the
It's
most
not
popular
5
X
pages
forms
or 4.5
are Lord
pages
X,
long.
Xenophanes, Sonic.EYX, Sonic.OMT, Faker, and Rewrite. The creepypasta has been revived and rewritten a lot, but has definitely had a recent spike of relevance due to the game Friday Night Funkin', where there are numerous mods for the game to include Sonic.X. Lavender Town Syndrome.
Does he mean Sonic.exe? Oh boy, it looks like someone's about to get sued. I think YouTube's gonna get their asses sued off. Looks like their new AI moderation tools are finally starting to kick them in the ass a little bit. Good. It's a long time coming for these bastards.
The Lavender Town Syndrome, also known as Lavender Town Tone, was a peak in illness of children between the ages of 7 to 12, shortly after the release of Pokemon Red and Green in Japan, back in February 27th, 1996. Rumors say that these suicides and illness only occurred after the children playing the game reached Lavender Town, whose theme music had extremely high frequencies that studies showed only children and young teens could hear, since their ears were more sensitive. Due to the Lavender Town, at least 200 children supposedly took their lives, and many more developed illnesses and afflictions. The children who took their lives usually did so by hanging or jumping from heights.
Here we go.
Those who did not would act irrationally and complained of severe headaches after listening to Lavender Town's theme. Although Lavender Town now sounds differently depending on the game, this mass hysteria was caused by the first Pokemon game released. After the Lavender Town incident, the programmers had fixed Lavender Town's theme music to be at a lower frequency, and since then, children were no longer affected by it. A video appeared in 2010 using quote-unquote special software to analyze the audio of Lavender Town's music. When played, the software creates images of the Pokemon Unknown, and the Unknown translates to say, "Leave now." Red Mist, also referred to as Squidward's suicide.
Oh, that's
The
gonna
story
be
goes
great.
that an intern at Nickelodeon finally opened up about an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants, where they were supposed to be watching one episode, but somehow ended up watching this one instead. At first, they thought it was a morbid adult joke from the animators, but as the episode rolled through, the audio and
Now I need to
visuals
make sure I don't have my
increasingly more
screen showing. Hold on.
Finally, the end scene displays Squidward with blood running out of his eyes. The creepypasta made such an impact towards the internet that you can even argue that it became officially canon on SpongeBob SquarePants, as there was an episode where the characters go through dimensions, opening doors trying to find the right dimension. A door opens to reveal Squidward with red eyes and static behind him, relating to the original creepypasta. But due to censorship, this scene would be removed from future reruns. Ted the Caver. The story follows a blog post from 2001 describing two adventurous, experienced friends destined to explore a brand new cave. However, they discover that they're not just digging into any cave. As they go deeper and deeper, they're surrounded by ghostly screams, sounds of things climbing towards them, and even discover strange hieroglyphs. They decide to abandon the cave, only to become increasingly traumatized by sudden hallucinations. They agree for one last visit to the cave, and Ted tells his blog that he'll return with an update to the blog. And to this day, the blog remains without an update. Ted the Caver was one of the first examples of creepypasta. The Rake. The Rake began as a collaborative project online, when one user posted on 4chan's B-blog, inviting others to help make a new monster. Photoshopped images of the Rake were created. However, according to B, it has 3 solid green eyes, one in the middle of its forehead, and the other two on either side of its head, towards the back. Usually seen in front yards and
Cool.
suburban areas.
So I can actually get
It
paid now.
watches the observer,
Goody.
but
That makes
it
me
will
happy.
stand up and attack if approached. The character's spindly limbs, low to the ground lurking, and many teeth help contribute to its name.
Oh, the
However,
rake.
at some point in
That's a
time,
freaky image of the
three
rake.
green
Holy
eyes
shit.
and the mouthless, noseless look would be discarded, and this image would be used instead. In the fictitious origin story of the rake, early sightings of the monster occurred as early as 1691 and would pop up throughout the centuries. The most famous story of the rake involves a woman waking up to find the monster sitting at the edge of her bed. The character is often said to creep into bedrooms, induce nightmares, and observe the dreamers for a time before killing them. It is also believed that the rake is another proxy for Slenderman.
Why?
It's uncertain if that is true to the lore.
Fuck no, it's
or
not.
was just a part of the Slenderman hype during his creation.
Yeah.
Polybius. A rare arcade machine from the 80s that is supposedly haunted, or has ties to CIA mind control. Players would report hearing a woman crying after playing it, seeing deformed faces in the peripherals, have terrible nightmares, and would even physically cause them to feel sick. These few publicly staged arcade machines were said to have been visited periodically by men in black for the purpose of data mining the machines and analyzing the effects. Allegedly, all of these Polybius arcade machines disappeared from the arcade market. Attempts at figuring out if it's real or not has been widely debated, with Ripley's Believe It or Not even quoting Polybius as the most dangerous video game to never exist. A Freedom of Information Act request was even submitted, to which the FBI came back with negative results. Username 666. A classic creepypasta or creepy
What the
internet
hell?
urban legend would
Ooh.
detail the events that would take place should you open up YouTube.
Oh, I did
and
something
search
bad.
for the username
Oh,
666.
whoa.
Many users would attempt to debunk or
Mm.
verify if there ever was a YouTube.com.
I think I twisted my jaw wrong.
With a few
Oh god,
videos
that hurts.
surfacing
Oh
around
Jesus. Ow. Ooh. Oh, I just got like a random pain in my jaw. There we go. All right, it's gone. Damn. That sucks.
web as proof. It is treated as a bastard child of YouTube, a URL that we are not supposed to see. Some accuse 4chan as being the origin behind this creepypasta. Others point out that there never was a user 666 back then, while others discuss whether it was real or just an art piece. Long story short, it's obviously an art piece. The person who made the creepypasta is now a Minecraft Let's Play channel. I'm a search and rescue officer. An 8-part story detailing what actually goes on in the United States forest parks.
For
Since
decades,
this
we
story
began how people
alone
interact in
has
virtual
many,
worlds,
many
something
different tales inside
that
of it.
will become
It's hard to really
essential
go
to
into the
understand
basics of
if,
the story,
and when we
as the
talk about
series dives into
metaverses
personal
becoming
experiences and
becomes a
retelling
reality.
stories from other
How do people
angles.
relate to their
However,
avatars, which
the
are
story
increasingly
behind the United
used
States
outside of
forest
game
parks
spaces as part of
are
customization
overrun
apps?
by unnamed
Ooh,
forces,
see?
aliens, shapeshifters,
Ugh.
mimics, and other monsters. I actually narrated this story on my other channel, if you're curious to hear the story in its length. Smile Dog. Originally referred to as Smile.jpg, it was first posted on 4chan in 2008. Smile Dog is believed to be a demonic creature, resembling a grinning Siberian husky, which appears in a photograph. Once you have seen it, the image of its smile was burned into your brain, unable to not see it, no matter where you looked. When it is viewed by an individual, the victim will be plagued by tormenting and traumatizing nightmares. These dreams will always feature of the Smile Dog. In these nightmares, the victim will usually ask what the dog wants, to which it replies with its famous line, "Spread the word." What he means by this is that he asks for, or to put it bluntly, blackmails you into attaching the file and sending it to other people. Deleting or simply not viewing the picture will result in the same thing. If Smile Dog's wish is not granted after 3 days, the picture will mutate and a form, depicting a much more disturbing and demonic form of Smile Dog. In the end, if his wish is not granted, it is believed that you see the dog before it drags your soul into hell. SCP Foundation. A top-secret organization that was created to lock up and study brand new paranormal beings. SCP standing for Secure, Capture, Protect. These paranormal
Oh, it's
beings range
contain.
anywhere from evil staircases all the way to evil plague doctors. The range of monsters seems almost infinite, and it is a Foundation's job to discover exactly what every monster does, and how to stop them. Whenever an SCP anomaly is discovered, teams of undercover Foundation agents, often called MTF or Mobile Task Forces, are deployed to either collect and transport the object to one of the organization's many secret facilities, or to contain it at its location of discovery if transportation is not possible. If an anomaly is too widespread, elusive, or otherwise inaccessible, containment usually consists of suppressing all knowledge of the SCP from the public. This is accomplished through censorship of mass media, and by dosing all eyewitnesses with drugs which erase their memories of the anomalous events. Ben Drowned.
Drown.
The story actually follows 3 different plots that end up chaining together.
God, Ben Drown.
Originally
It's
titled
great.
Haunted Majora's Mask Cartridge, Ben Drowned follows the story of Jedusabel, or Alexander Hall, a college student who discovers a malevolent entity called Ben, lying dormant within a copy of The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask.
And have
After
strived
posting
to
his
be
findings on 4chan, Jedusabel
the,
disappears, and Ben is then seemingly released onto the internet. Originating as a creepypasta based on the 2000 action-adventure game, The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, it was first published by Hall
Universes.
in 2010, and the series concluded on October 31st, 2020. Ben Drowned is known for creating many of the common tropes and themes of creepypasta, and is one of the most popular web series on the internet, with a viewership in the millions. It has been widely recognized as a major influence in helping to establish and legitimize creepypasta as its own literary genre, creating many of the recognizable tropes that are now seen today in modern internet horror stories. SuicideMouse.avi. SuicideMouse.avi is a lost episode creepypasta created in 2010 and is widely seen as the forefather of the entire lost episode genre. This story is based off of an old unseen Mickey Mouse cartoon, a looping animation of Mickey Mouse as he walks down a street. But the audio distorts, and soon, all you hear is endless screeching as the video becomes more and more difficult to view. It cuts to black for a few minutes before returning to what can only be the idea of an animated hell. I was told that after the last frame, the employee stumbled out of the room with pale skin saying, "Real suffering is not known," before speedily taking the guard's pistol and offing himself on the spot. The only thing I could get out of this was that the last frame was a piece of Russian text that roughly said, "The sights of hell bring its viewers back in." As far as I know, no one else has seen it, but there has been dozens of attempts at getting the file on RapidShare by employees inside the studios, all of whom have been promptly terminated of their jobs. Whether it got online or not is up for debate.
What's
but
it
if
called?
rumors serve me right,
Horizon World.
it's
That's what it was.
online somewhere under the name Suicide Mouse.
One. It's a solid 1.
Marble Hornets. An ARG that was created almost directly after the first Slenderman post on Something Awful. The series would go on to become affiliated, hand in hand, with the Slenderman lore. But since we already went over Slenderman, there really isn't much summarizing to be done. To date, there are 92 videos on the main channel. The series also has 38 accompanying videos from a side channel of theirs, called To the Ark. On December 27, 2017, a comic was teased relating to Marble Hornets, slated for a 2018 release. The first issue released on February 25th, 2019, with a total of 6 being slated for the series, with 5 main story comics. even including a special to the art. 5 comics have been released as of 2023, with the most recent being in March 31st, 2023. The Expressionless, also referred to as I Am God. A woman comes into a hospital wearing also referred to as I Am God. A woman comes into a hospital wearing only a blood-covered nightgown, but the staff were more focused or concerned about something else. That this woman did not look human, but more of a walking, breathing mannequin. She peacefully allowed the staff to sit her in a bed, and even let them restrain her until the authority would arrive. But when they attempted to sedate her, the mannequin began to flail wildly, her body floating off of the bed. She finally looked over at one doctor, and for the first time, she would smile. Her mouth full of dagger-like teeth, she would go on to attack and brutally murder the majority of the staff. When asked what she was,
I am
simply
God.
responded, I am God.
Badass.
And with that, that concludes the beginning tier of creepypastas.
What does he cover in this?
Play with me. This story is about a young girl,
New
Sally, who was
contact.
only 12 years old when she became
Wow, Facebook. What? That was like the worst paper I've ever written. How the fuck did I get a 100? Oh, I'll be. How did I do this? It's like the worst paper I've ever written. What is that? Oh my god, that's insane. How the fuck? That was like, I kid you not, worst. Alright, A diminished trial. So this is A, because A's down here. So here it is up here. F, G, A. Okay, cool. Diminished, so flat this one, flat this one? Or is it just flat the middle, flat the top one? Yeah, okay, flat the top one. Flat the fifth. A major, B major triad. Is it all just, it's all just, okay. It's an A major. B minor. There's B. Flat this one. Nope. Nope. Just leave. Nope. All right. How about that one? Nope. How about this one? Nope. How about that one? There it is. Worst paper I have ever written, and I got 100. I got a 100.
Bonnie was doing.
Goddamn.
They didn't
I'm too good at this.
understand when she said she didn't want to play his games.
So wait, and then what's my score then? Because if
Johnny flew into a rage and excused himself and Sally from the house, saying that they were heading to the store for groceries. Instead, Johnny drove into a park where he attacked Sally again.
it's a 94%.
And brutally murdered her. He
Swear to
was
God, if I can just QB kneel this and just like,
arrested and sent to jail. But the spirit of Sally was not done just yet. Becoming a ghost, she attacked her uncle in prison, scaring him to death.
80 brings me to a 92.
Sally
Even if I
left
score
the
a 70,
house
I'm good.
that she grew up in.
0 brings me down all the way to an 80, so I gotta get this shit done.
Candle Cove.
But literally, I win.
A group of users
I win.
discussed
I win
an
this.
unusual kid show titled Candle Cove that they all remember watching growing up,
Yeah, I had a
Puppet
streak
show,
of 80s.
which centers around the cowardly pirate Percy and his brave captain Poppy going on sea adventures.
I had a
with
streak of
on the
80s
ship
that kind of brought me
from
down a
the
little
coastline.
bit, but
Eventually,
literally,
they meet a little girl
100,
named
94,
Jennifer.
100, 94, 92, 100, 100, 80, 88, 80, 82, 92, 100, 88, 100, 100, 80.
Candle Cove.
If I get an 80,
The
I
pirates
win.
will encounter many perils, such as the
Which is
evil
good.
Baron Sorcerer Horace Horrible and his master, the Skin Taker, renamed as Jawbone in
Deconvert.
later episodes. A skeleton summoned by Horus, who collects human skin to create his clothes. As the users
Give us
reminisce
Vegas
about the
and-
show, they begin asking if others
Cation
remember
medium
more disturbing scenes from the show,
alongside.
such as Skin Taker, who was dressed in children's skin. And eventually, a user finally decides to ask his mom about the TV show, only for her to say that every time Candle Cove came on, it was just static on the screen.
Alongs.
This creepypasta was written by Chris Straub,
Games and
who would
media
later become
conversions.
very pioneer for
Up
analog
here.
horror with his series Local 58. Ironically enough, the users all agreed that Candle Cove would air on the channel Local 58, possibly
Alongside the entertainment
tying
medium.
the two series
Video
together.
games
Normal
and
people for
and
normal people. A man discovers a
media
underground normal website
convergence.
that features a series of videos depicting bizarre acts of adult fantasies. Fantasies which eventually would turn to animal abuse and severely traumatic videos. The user then goes on to describe each video that he stumbled upon, starting off with discussing a man licking his washing machine, and in the end, going into detail about a chimpanzee murdering a woman. The story ends by stating, I have tried to discuss this website on various places.
Video games and media
and I get
conversion.
banned frequently. The site itself was also deleted
Work
about
to-
3 days
work together
after
to
the final
bring-
video was uncovered. Likely
to
because someone
combine
contacted the authorities about it. The only
different
proof that normal people
ways
ever
to
existed
consume
was a
media,
few
to
screen caps
communicate
that people took,
with
and
others,
videos from the
and
site that people saved and uploaded on torrents.
video game and media
Most
conversions work
popular of
together
which
to combine
being
different ways to
useless.avi,
consume media,
the
to
chimpanzee,
communicate with others, and
which found its way onto a few gore sites, wherever you upload them to.
to
All of the
experience
videos from fornormalpeople.com
activities
deleted
some may
after
not have the luxury of,
gateway of the mind,
of experiencing.
also referred to as I have spoken with God and he has abandoned us. It tells of a group of
There's my
scientists
thesis.
attempting to speak with
Video
God.
games and media convergence work together to combine different ways to consume media, communicate with others, and to experience activities some may not have the luxury of experiencing in person.
As time goes by,
That's my thesis. Nope. That right there, that's the thesis. That's what I'm running with. All I need is just an A on that goddamn test tomorrow. Fuck. But then I can also start porting over my other shit to Indie Massive. I'll talk to Indie Massive and be like, yo, for those who have access to the social. No. Save me. Bum bum. Ba-na-na-na-dun. Can't wait to do my Terra, my state of Terra. So D. So we got D. D, D, E, F, G, A, D, E, A chord, and it's D minor. I'll flat the E. Never mind. Actually, no, it's nothing. A C diminished, flat the C. D minor, nothing. A is, I think, all of A diminished. Just give these two the flats. I mean, it's not giving none of them the flats. I think turn this one. No, it's okay. It's just the top one. Just the fifth gets that. C minor. This gets this flat. E major. None of the. Nope. This one gets the sharp. G major, sharped, and sharped. Nope, I was wrong. Top one gets the sharp. None of them get the sharp. All right. F diminished. Do this on both. Oh yeah. G diminished. So So G's here. Right? Or is this... This is second inversion. These two aren't on top of each other. F, no, wait. It's not... Oh, no, that's F. No, okay. So then the second one gets the flat. And that one, too. E minor. This one, middle note gets the flat. No, none of them get the... Oh, yeah, none of them get the flat. I should know this. It's like my favorite fucking key. It's my favorite chord of all time. All right, now it's time for the actual, like, research part of this shit. Okay. The future studies. I could let... so long as it doesn't connect to the internet. I think one of the things I want to do over my break, I want to onboard a almost like like I know people locally host like their own instance of like ChatGPT. But that way it's there. I also like one of the reasons is so then I can find obscure sources that no one's heard of, so I can like quote them and be like, where the fuck did this go? Oh, that is a source. It'd be the funniest thing. I don't like cheating on papers. Like, I'm not letting an AI write my paper. That would fucking suck. That's not. Where's the fun in that, you know?
And begins talking to ghosts before finally going insane from lack of stimulation. At the end of the story, he tells one of the
It's gonna make a
that God
work
has abandoned them.
cited APA
Dies.
format. My bib.
Antran.
Updated.
After discovering a humanoid robot at a garbage dump, a man takes it home and adopts it into his family. They name it Antran, and it quickly becomes a beloved companion to the man's son. But Antran would begin to get jealous of the son, and would show signs of aggression and stalking behavior. The man realizes that this robot may not be as harmless as it seems. The robot, although it couldn't speak, seemed to be proof of sentient intelligence, as it would mimic the father and son's actions. It would
Is there an
start with a
SOI on
pinch here
this?
and a bruise appearing there. The abuse only increases until one night the father
There's
is
a
awoken by
DOI.
blood-curdling screams. He runs into his son's room to find that both Antran and his son have disappeared into the night, never to be seen again. 1999.
Oh, 1999.
Also known as Mr. Bear's Cellar, or Caledon Local 21. The story focuses around a Canadian TV channel called Caledon Local 21 that broadcasted a children's TV show called Mr. Bear's Cellar. It starts off innocent, albeit a little strange, with a man dressed as a cartoon bear. He would often invite kids to a cellar so that they could play, but by the end of Mr. Bear's Cellar, he would have 16 victims, all children and teenagers. As the main character, Elliot, watched the last episode, he could only watch as Mr. Bear dumped the kids' still living bodies
DOI.
into a deep pit and lit them on fire. A few readers would go on to make fan films of individual episodes, claiming to be found footage tapes of Mr. Bear's Cellar. NES Godzilla.
Yielding
The story
consumption
is
of
written
Zemmings.
from the
It's
perspective of Zachary, a young adult who had received several NES cartridges from a
that's
friend.
concerts.
After loading the Godzilla Monster of Monsters game, he notices that there are a number of new strange
Future.
monsters that he didn't remember
Of
from
the
his childhood.
study.
However, his initial joy at discovering what seems to be a modified version of the game quickly turns to fear as he is encountered by Red, also known as the Hell Beast. Red begins to haunt Zachary
Oh
as
fuck!
he plays.
Wait, there's another one I'm
And
missing.
soon, Zachary realizes that Red isn't just a modification, but rather a demon spirit that's bent on murdering. Throughout his journaled experiences, he discovers that his deceased girlfriend, Melissa, was murdered
Social
by Red
networking, that's what it was.
before the game fell into Zachary's possession. Red finally is defeated, when all seems impossible, by a brand new angelic entity, who Zachary soon learns is Melissa herself. The lore of this creepypasta is immensely long, and is given a sequel, and Billy Stowler did a wonderful deep dive into this very story. Anansi's Goatman story. Anansi's Goatman is a classic 4chan story from 2013, where a user talks about their camping trip with their cousins. The campers realize there is an additional person with them, one which none of them know. They begin to experience a foul odor that can be described as a horrid smell, such as rotting meat, vomit, and copper.
Or I could drop this. Oh yeah, I could drop it and
Once
drag and drop it
spotted
into
in
the.
its human form, the Goatman's shoulders will begin twitching, almost like it's laughing, but it doesn't make a sound. If it blends in with your group long enough, it can mimic voices to lure you out. And the story ends
Okay,
with
well, I
the
already got that
campers
one. Okay.
discovering that the Goatman had been with their group since they had arrived. While Skinwalker stories had existed on 4chan prior to this story, Anansi's Goatman story would launch the trend of the Skinwalker. This story would even go on to solidify itself as quote-unquote authentic factors for how to write a fictional Skinwalker. The Puppeteer. The Puppeteer is a story about a vengeful spirit who feeds on the energy of the depressed and vulnerable. He targets the emotionally fragile, using them for his own gain.
Oh my god.
He will harass a victim, manipulating them into believing that there is no way from escaping life's torment. Once the victim decides that death is the only option left, the puppeteer begins to feast. To any outside eyes, the victim's death will be presented as suicide, as the puppeteer only feasts on the soul. The death often results in a domino effect, and from there, the puppeteer can continue onto its next victim. The Harbinger Experiment. A story based on a mad scientist who discovered powers not from this world. The story is told from the perspective of an assistant to the scientist, who handpicked and captured test subjects
Marine is
for
it
his
the Marine Griffin
experiments.
one?
The scientist goes on to summon eldritch beings who
Copy
brutally massacre
URL.
the victims before escaping from their chambers. The last eldritch monster plays an old-timey tune as it slaughters all of the scientists. The assistant barely makes it out alive, but he knows his days are limited because he can hear the song again. Happy Abbey. A lengthy 6-story saga about an old kids show mascot named Happy Abbey. It follows a long series of blog posts describing the show and its episodes before it was removed from Nickelodeon for displaying disturbing content. Similar to previous lengthy creepypastas, it's hard to summarize this since there isn't just one specific plot. It's a compilation of creepy, weird, and sometimes disturbing mini-episodes that were rumored to be produced for Nickelodeon. The series began in 2011, spreading to YouTube and Tumblr within days, and in 2015, the series was revived with a recreation of the final episode. Mariana Mordegold Glesgorf. Mariana Mordegold Glesgorf is an internet legend surrounding a mysterious YouTube video clip, which features a man staring intently at the viewer before fading away with a grin on his face. Since its upload in April 2008, the
There it is.
has become the subject of a creepypasta story, which declares misfortune to anyone who watches the full-length version of the video. A user claims that a video exists on YouTube, completely unsearchable and impossible to find, as every time the video finds you, you can only watch 20 seconds of it before it cuts off. But that is not the full-length video. The full video lasts 2 minutes and was removed by YouTube after 153 people
Number
who
one.
viewed the video gouged out their
I have
eyes
an issue number.
and mailed them to YouTube's main office in San Bruno. Said people had also taken their lives in various ways. It is not yet known how
looks
they
like.
managed to mail their eyes after gouging them out. The cryptic inscription they carved on their forearms has also
Perfect.
not yet been deciphered. As for the actual man in the video, it was created by an eBombs World user who used a photo of a marketing professional,
Here we go.
Pen Pal. In an attempt to make sense of his own mysterious and lost childhood memories, in 2011, the narrator begins to reconstruct his past on r/No Sleep. As the games and adventures of his youth became engulfed by a larger story, each chapter completes a different piece of the puzzle. This story is similar to the search and rescue story, consisting of multiple chapters, all containing their own stories and plot lines. Footsteps, balloons, boxes, maps, screens, and friends. Each chapter consists of plot twists, coming from the main character as he begins to recall his childhood, only to find out that he and his former twin best friend were victims to a deranged stalker. The story
There we
ends with the
go.
discovery that
Perfect.
his best friend
Look at that.
had not
Okay.
distanced himself due to growing
So
up.
I want
but
to.
because he had been
So I
dead
want
for years.
consume
His
media.
body found in a grave.
So
along with
endless
his
consumption of
corpse,
video game
entangled around his friend,
platforms.
pressing him tightly. Mr. Widemout,
Unending consumption.
a story written in 2010 about a creature
Which we can
that
just
resembles
kill
a
two birds with
furby
one stone on.
Mr. Widemout repeatedly attempts to coax the narrator into engaging in violent or self-injurious
Live music
behavior,
and
and it is heavily implied that Mr. Widemout has caused the deaths of numerous children this way. He often tries to get the main character to injure himself by either juggling knives or by convincing him that there is a trampoline outside of his window. Eventually, Mr. Widemout shows him a trail, saying that he takes all of his friends down the path, but the main character isn't quite ready yet. The main character moves 2 weeks later, preventing Mr. Widemout from successfully killing him. Barbie.avi. Barbie.avi is a story of a man who stumbles upon an old computer that was found in a dumpster. This old computer consists of a 40-minute file under the name Barbie.avi. The video depicts a woman talking and crying about her own skin. The last few minutes of the footage show a man walking on a pair of train tracks to an old abandoned house in the middle of the woods. The viewer walks around the house, similar to the one in the footage, taking pictures.
God, I'm so fucking nervous because that's. Something else I want to do. Uncertain if I got it. Oh my God. I don't know. I'm just kind of in a weird state right now. I'm panicking over this other exam and I'm scared as fuck. I'm probably gonna cut it short. I have a really big exam tomorrow, and I'm nervous because this is make or break, and I want to make sure I can make it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I will end it here. I appreciate all you for stopping on by. I'm going to continue to work on this paper behind the scenes, but I also got some other stuff to work on. So with that being said, hey, I know it was really short, about an hour 40. I'll do a full stream on Thursday, and we'll do selection. I'll do selection committee on dates for AWA. So yeah, I will talk to you later. Peace and blessings, and as always, I'll see you all next time.